I want to be with Irv, but then a part of me is like, you know what? I think I've outgrown you.
The women that you're with, you refer to them as scallywags.
In 2007, he came out with a reality show called Gotti's Way. And Gotti's Way was only 2 seasons, but those 2 seasons showed me an intimate view on what it looked like to decouple, what it looked like to attempt to co-parent, the differences between what a mother felt that the family needed and what she needed as an individual, and what the father thought he needed to do to be a provider and to keep his family together.
Okay, now, before we get into this mess, and trust me, it is a mess, I need to ask y'all something. Has anybody else been wondering if there's gonna be an Irv Gotti documentary? Because child, the amount of drama this man has been involved in, we could get a whole Netflix limited series at this point. But here's the thing that's got everybody talking right now. Deb Lorenzo, Irv's ex-wife, has finally come forward to share her side of the story. And honey, when I tell you it is piping hot tea, I mean it could burn your whole tongue off. See, for years, people, we've been hearing Irv Gotti go on and on and on about Ashanti. Like, this man cannot do an interview without bringing her name up. It's obsessed. It's giving I never moved on. It's giving this woman lives rent-free in my head 24/7. But what we didn't fully understand was just how much this obsession destroyed his marriage and his family. Deb is pulling back the curtain, and what she's revealing, it's a lot. So buckle up, grab your snacks, and let me tell you, this is about to get real messy, real fast. Now, let's break this down.
Sir, there's no boundaries. Like, he comes, we're there, we're available. He's living 2 lives, and for me, it doesn't make sense.
You have found that woman. It might not have lasted, but you have found...
She's definitely a special one, but she wasn't special enough for me to stop.
So here's what we know. Irv Gotti and Deb Lorenzo officially divorced back in 2013 after being together for a whole decade. A decade, y'all. Now, for years, the public has been looking at Deb like, girl, why did you stay with him for so long? Because let's be honest, Irv wasn't exactly hiding his behavior. He was out here doing the most, being disrespectful, and apparently, he didn't even try to keep it behind closed doors. Deb has now revealed that this man was treating her terribly, even in front of their children. Can you imagine your own kids witnessing that level of disrespect? But it gets worse. Deb says she was constantly ridiculed, mocked for her education, judged for her parenting choices, all while trying to hold this family together. And the crazy part? People were judging her for staying, not understanding that sometimes it's way more complicated than just packing a bag and leaving. There's kids involved, there's finances, there's emotional manipulation. It's a whole tangled web, and Deb was stuck right in the middle of it. When Deb and Irv got married back in 2003, she had a vision, you know? She thought, okay, he's gonna focus on building his empire. I'm gonna hold down the home front, raise the kids, and we're gonna be this power couple. That's what she signed up for. A partnership. Child, the nerve. What she got instead was a man who thought being faithful was optional. Like, completely optional. Deb said she was blindsided by his repeated infidelity. This wasn't a one-time mistake, honey. This was a pattern, a lifestyle even. And get this, Irv apparently didn't even think he was doing anything wrong. He genuinely believed that expecting him to be faithful was unreasonable. In his mind, Deb was the crazy one for thinking she could be the only woman to satisfy him. Let that sink in for a second. She's at home raising his kids, managing the household, being a wife, and he's out here acting like monogamy is some kind of impossible standard. The audacity is truly unmatched.
Still married, but we were separated when they were dating. I was used to it from the beginning, like him going and traveling. I just wasn't used to the women. That was like new, like, where did these hoes come from?
You know, I think...
You wanted people to forgive you when you do stuff?
Don't talk about the cheat. I'm a good chip off the old block, aside from the infidelity. You know, in my crazy mind, I thought that was life. This is my wife, this is my family, but this bitch is here to suck my...
Now, Deb herself has described their relationship as beyond dysfunctional, and honestly, that might be the understatement of the century. Some of y'all might remember that reality show Gotti's Way that came out back in 2007. Even then, you could see the cracks in their marriage. The cameras caught some of it, but clearly, there was so much more going on behind the scenes that we never saw. Despite everything, despite the cheating, despite the disrespect, despite everything, Deb kept trying to save the marriage. She was holding on to hope that maybe, just maybe, Irv would wake up one day and decide to be a better husband and father. She even tried to file for divorce at one point, but stopped herself. Why? Because of the kids, especially their eldest son, Sonny. She didn't want to break up the family. She didn't want her children growing up in a broken home. So she stayed and endured, hoping things would somehow get better. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Now, here's something that actually deserves credit. Irv adopted Deb's daughter from a previous relationship and raised her as his own. By all accounts, he treated that little girl like she was his biological child. She didn't even know the full story about her biological father until someone else told her, so give credit where it's due. Irv stepped up in that regard. He was also present for weekend visits and school events. He wasn't a completely absent father. But here's where it gets complicated. Those weekend visits gave Deb false hope. Every time he showed up, played dad, acted like everything was normal, she thought, maybe we can fix this. Maybe he's changing. It kept her in this cycle of hoping and waiting, thinking that eventually they could repair the marriage and be a real family again. But that hope, child, it was misplaced. So look, Irv had multiple women coming and going throughout their marriage. That part Deb knew. But here's the thing, none of those women seemed to stick. They were temporary, interchangeable.
Why is it that if a man gets married, a man and woman get married, if they're separated, they're not gonna be together. They're not staying together. I can't go mess with other girls until I sign a divorce paper? Why?
No, yes, you can.
Okay, then what's the problem?
But then Ashanti came into the picture, and suddenly everything changed. See, Ashanti wasn't just another woman. She was a star. Her career was skyrocketing. She was making money. She was in the spotlight, and Irv became absolutely obsessed with her success. Deb noticed the shift immediately. Irv went from being a full-time, engaged parent to barely being around. He was so wrapped up in Ashanti's career, her business moves, her every decision, that his own family became an afterthought. And as the rumors started swirling, and Irv kept doing interviews where he couldn't stop talking about Ashanti, people started putting two and two together. Was he managing her, or was something else going on? Then Irv went on record denying that Ashanti was a homewrecker, claiming that he and Deb were already separated when things got serious with Ashanti. But according to Deb, that's not quite how it went down.
She used to wear these juicy sweats, and her ass was looking fat. Her ass was looking great. So one day, I was like, yo, I'll take you home. She said, bet, cool. Walk her to a front door of her crib. She turns to say goodbye. And I just kiss her and grab her ass. And just, mwah.
The closer Irv and Ashanti got, the worse things became at home. And then Ashanti moved on with Nelly, and honey, Irv completely spiraled. He was frustrated, angry, clearly not over her. And according to Deb, she became the punching bag for all that rage. The disrespect intensified. The anger intensified. Everything got worse. And here's the real kicker. Deb wanted to leave, but she couldn't. She was financially dependent on Irv. Where was she supposed to go? How was she supposed to support herself and the kids? So she stayed in this toxic situation longer than she should have because she felt trapped. And that's the part people don't talk about enough. Leaving isn't always as simple as just walking out the door.
The fear and like, can I survive on my own? I feel stuck a little bit. And I've been like this for a while. I stayed this long because I was afraid. You know, when we first separated, I really thought, Irv would come back home. I thought we would work things out. And then as time goes on, you see it's not going to work.
For the longest time, the Ashanti thing was just speculation. People suspected, but nobody knew for sure. Then Irv decided to just come out and confirm it publicly.
Made those records. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wrote them, but she wrote them with the help of me telling her what to write. And all of y'all, whoever knows me, I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I'm gonna spritz it up and jazz it up. Is this the camera?
Yes.
Ashanti, you cannot spritz it up. You cannot jazz it up. The minute you put some spritzy and jazz it up, it's not a cover. So when it's not a cover, now it has to come back to me to clear it.
He literally admitted to the relationship, but it didn't stop there. This man started openly talking about other women he was involved with in Hollywood, including Corinne Steffens and whoever else. He was out here giving full confessions and interviews like he was in a therapy session. And that's when Deb knew. That's when she realized this marriage is over. There was no coming back from that level of public humiliation. He wasn't even trying to hide it anymore. He was proud of it. So finally, Deb packed her things and left. And she never looked back. She was done. finished, over it. But Irv, child, he kept doing the exact same thing. The infidelity continued. The obsession with Ashanti continued. Even now, at 48 years old, he's still out here looking for women who will accept his behavior and put up with his mess. It's honestly sad at this point. Now that Deb's story is out, people are reacting. And honey, the comments are spicy. Here's what gets me. Irv Gotti beat the feds in a major trial. The feds. That's huge. That's historic. But what does he spend his time talking about publicly? Ashanti. Always Ashanti. It's like this man cannot let it go. And you know what's wild? Emotional men will obsess over a woman publicly in a way that women rarely do. Women will move on, heal, and keep it cute. But some men, they'll be on podcasts 10 years later, still bringing up their ex. It's giving, I never processed my emotions. It's giving, I need therapy. So now I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about Deb finally telling her side of the story? Do you think Irv will ever move on from this Ashanti obsession? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I know y'all have opinions and I want to hear every single one. And if you made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're bringing you all the tea, all the drama, and all the commentary you didn't know you needed. Next video? Oh, trust me, it's gonna be just as messy. Until then, stay nosy, stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.